Andy, did you hear that whistle?
Sure did, Amos. That whistle means rinse-o white, rinse-o bright, rinse-o new.
That's right. It means that this is Sunday and we're on the air for Rinso with Solium.
The Amos and Andy Show with Lou Lubin, Ernestine Wade, Johnny Lee, Jeff Alexander's music, and radio's all-time favorites, Amos and Andy. Yes, sir, the Amos and Andy Show, brought to you by Lever Brothers Company, makers of Rinso, the only soap that contains Solium. That's why Rinso gets your clothes whiter and brighter than new.
Rinso white, rinso bright,
Rinse-o new.
happy little wash day song.
Like most women, the Kingfish's wife, Sapphire, is constantly dreaming and hoping for some of the luxuries this life offers. A modern kitchen, a nice home, a new fur coat, and a husband who takes her out to nightclubs, restaurants, and the theater. But like every woman, what does she get? An evening at home with her husband lying on the couch doing a crossword puzzle.
Hey, honey, what is a four-letter word meaning out of or sent by another?
Well, that's simple. From.
Yeah, that's right. F-R-U-M, from. Yeah, fitting perfect with the horizontal, too. Oven, U-V-E-N, yeah. These things ain't as hard as everybody said they cracked up to be.
You and that crossword puzzle. Say, George, I've been looking at these fur coat ads. They got some lovely coats this year.
Well, what you looking at them for? You got a beautiful mink that I bought you in late 1939.
Mink? That's mink-dyed pony.
It ain't pony, it's genuine mink.
It's the only mink I ever seen with a brand on it.
Yeah, well, they got to keep track of the strays on a mink ranch, too. They got mink rustlers, you know.
I guess it's got to the point where I can't expect nothing from you. I ain't got no clothes. We ain't been out of the house in months. Why, I ain't nothing but a careworn drudge that's old and wrinkled before my time.
Yeah, well, that's as good a reason as any to stay home.
Now, listen, George, I ain't gonna stand for it. You'll never take me no place.
What does you mean? We went down to the battery when Lindbergh come in, didn't we? I've been taking you.
George, what has I got to look forward to in life? Nothing. You never take me no place. I ain't been out to dinner in years. I never has no fun and no new clothes, no relaxation or nothing.
Now, Sapphire.
I'm going in the bedroom.
Oh, me. It's always something. Well, I guess I better go in and get this thing straightened out. Sapphire?
What is it, George?
Honey, I want you to dry your eyes and listen to me.
All right, George.
Honey, I was wrong, and I admit it.
You mean that, George?
Yeah, there ain't no U in oven. It begins with an O. Well, I guess I better get on down to Lodge. Here come Henry Van Porter down the street. Well, good morning, Henry. How are you, boy?
Well, how are you, Kingfish? Charming to see you. Simply charming.
Yeah, walking to work these days, eh, Henry?
Oh, yes. I always say there's nothing like a brisk walk to tone up the system. It improves the mind, and I can enjoy the beauties of the autumn season. Besides, I'm getting a little too old to hop over them subway turnstiles.
Yeah, you ain't the hurdler that you used to be. Say, wait a minute. Get away. What's this here in the gutter?
Kingfish, what you picking up there?
Henry, look here. It's a wallet.
Well, some poor, unfortunate man must have lost it. I hope there's no name on it.
Yeah, look here. It's an expensive-looking wallet. Wait a minute. There ain't no money in it, though. Nothing. Just a couple of tickets, though. Say here, there's for the ballet.
No, Kingfish, that's French. And when you enunciates in French, you nunces off the T. In other words, it's ballet.
You mean that stuff where they all come out in the long underwear and jump up and down a few times on the toes and lay down and die, that thing?
Yes, it's a lot like opera with the screeching and hollering took out of it.
Yeah, say, these tickets is for tomorrow night, and the price of them is $4.40 apiece. Maybe I could sell them to somebody and raise a few bucks.
Well, I don't know. You might have a little trouble. There ain't many in that bunch you are around with that goes for that high-class stuff. They is more the rodeo and wrestling type of crowd.
Well, maybe so, Henry, but I got a feeling the next time you see Andrew Brown, he is going to be a full-fledged matron of the arts. Well, I think with this approach out and work their chair, I ought to be able to unload these tickets on Andy. See him coming down the hall now. Just 12 o'clock. He got out of bed right on schedule. Yeah, he usually gets up around noon, right?
Hi, Kingfish.
Well, hello there, Brother Andy. You know, I was just sitting here thinking about you, boy.
Well, that's nice.
I was thinking what a big, fat, uncultured slob you is.
Hey, what are you talking about? I ain't half as fat as I used to be.
Well, Andy, we can compare people to petroleum. Some of them is like the oil when it comes out of the ground. There's crude. Then there's people a little more refined. There's like the heavy motor oil. Then there's some that's in the higher stage of refinement, like high-octane gasoline.
Yeah, well, what is I like, Kingfish?
And they use what they gets when they hits a dry hole.
Look, Kingfish, when it comes to culture, I got as many octanes as the next fella.
Now listen, Andy, you was as uncultured as they come. How many times during the past year has you been to the opera or a concert?
Oh, I've been to that stuff, but I don't understand it.
Oh, you don't. Wouldn't be cultured if you could understand it. First requirement of culture is that nobody know what it's all about. That's the first thing.
Well, if you don't understand it, how you know if you enjoyed it?
Well, now, that's what they got critics for. You don't know if you enjoyed it until the next morning when the newspaper come out with its notices.
Well, the concert I went to once, I'm pretty sure the people didn't enjoy it. There was only one laugh, and that was when the fiddle player fell off his chair.
And I was ashamed of you. I blushes in front of your uncouthness. You needs couthing up, boy.
Sure.
You don't know nothing about culture. I bet you ain't never been to the ballet in your life.
Oh, no, Kingfish, that ain't for me. I don't like no kind of dancing that ain't got a runway.
Now listen, Annie, the ballet is the big culture thing today. Everybody talking about it. Tell me this. Did you ever see the dying swan?
No, I ain't seen no dying swan, but I seen a sick duck over in Central Park.
Oh, no, look, the dying swan is a ballet. One of the most beautiful love stories ever set to music.
But I don't see how they get much out of a love story of a swan that's going to kick the bucket. At least they ought to get a swan that's in good shape.
And look here, you can laugh at culture if you want to, but suppose you bumped into the Duke of Windsor on the street and he started recussing the ballet. You'd be a little embarrassed, wouldn't you? Yeah, if all you could talk about was the three-corner shot you made down at the pool hall.
Yeah, I see your point. Maybe I ought to soak up some of that culture. I think I'll go down to the zoo and take a look at a swan.
No, and fortunate for you, I was in a position to help you in your hour of need. I just happen to have 2 tickets to the ballet for tomorrow night, and they're going to let you have them for face value.
Yeah, but I don't need 2 tickets, King.
Oh, yes, Andy, you can take that girl of yours that works on the mangle over at the laundry. Yeah, she looks like a little culture. It wouldn't hurt her neither. Now, here you is, Andy. 2 tickets, row 7, seats 6 and 8. That'll be $13.20. Got the cash right out.
$13.20? Yeah. Holy smoke. I think there was something like a quarter apiece. No, thanks, Kingfish.
Now, but Andy.
No, Kingfish. If I see the Duke of Windsor coming, I'll just cross to the other side of the street.
Oh, look, Andy, to tell you the truth, I found these tickets, and I'm just trying to raise a little cash. Well, I guess there's a total loss.
But wait a minute. Why don't you and Sapphire go to the thing?
No, Andy, I wouldn't want to, Hey, wait a minute, She's been hollering at me that I don't do nothing for her. And she don't get out or nothing like that. Why don't I tell her that I bought the 2 tickets and let her take an old lady? Yeah, I'll go home and give them to him now. Sapphire's mama will love the thing.
She will, huh?
Oh, yeah. Sapphire's mama used to be on the stage herself, you know. Yeah. She and her husband did the act where they sawed the old gal in half.
Sawed her in half, huh?
Yeah, and then minutes at a time, I wish there was no trick in it.
"23rd Precinct, Sergeant Downey speaking."
Sergeant, my name is J.P. Thorndyke. I'd like to report a robbery. My wallet was stolen.
I see. Any money in it?
Yes, $224 in cash.
You have any idea where it might have been stolen?
No, but I may be able to give you a clue that'll help. There were 2 tickets in the wallet to the ballet tomorrow night. I even remember the seat numbers. Row 7, seats 6 and 8.
Good. We'll go down to the ballet tomorrow night and pick up whoever's sitting in those seats.
Happy little wash day song for a wash that's whiter and brighter than new. Rinso washes, Rinso new, Rinso white,
Whiter than new,
Rinso white,
brighter than new,
Rinso white, Rinso white.
Rinso new.
Rinso new, it's true. Rinso, the only soap that contains sodium, gets white clothes whiter and washable colors brighter than new. That statement is certified by the laboratories of the United States Testing Company, Incorporated. Yes, Rinso gets clothes Rinso new because Rinso puts sunshine in your wash, even if you dry it indoors. It's a fact that no other soap gets your wash so white or so bright because no other soap contains the scientific sunlight ingredient solium. Use Rinso for your heaviest wash. You'll see for yourself that Rinso gets out more dirt than any other type of wash day product. And yet, Rinso is so safe for your clothes and so kind to your hands. So on wash day, use Rinso and see your wash become whiter, brighter than new.
Rinso white, Rinso white.
Rinso new.
Happy little wash day song.
Oh, come in, Kingfish. What you doing down here at the lodge hall so early?
Nothing, Andy. I had to get up and get my own breakfast this morning. Sapphire didn't come home last night after the ballet.
Oh, you didn't, huh?
No, I figured she spent the night at her mother's. And I've been kind of in the doghouse with her, you know, and I guess she's trying to teach me a lesson.
Yeah. And you had to fix your own breakfast, huh?
Yes, Andy, it's the first time in 22 years Sapphire ain't sat across from me at the breakfast table. And you know, I made a discovery. It ain't them stale rolls that's been killing my appetite every morning.
Say, you know, Kingfish, I just been looking in the paper here, and according to the headline, there must have been a lot of excitement at that ballet last night.
Yeah, why? What did it say there in the newspaper, Andy?
Say here, near riot at ballet. Theft suspects apprehended after terrific battle.
Well, I hope Sapphire and the mama sat where they could see what was going on. You know they loves excitement.
Yeah. They had the battle done commenced when they tried to remove the culprits from the seats in row 7.
Well, Sapphire must have got a good look at it. That's the row she was in. Them two men must have put up a big battle there.
No, say in the paper here they was women. Seems they didn't have too much trouble with the younger one. They had the cuffs on her after a 4-minute battle.
Yeah.
But the old one knocked over 2 cops, sprinted down the aisle, and held out in the orchestra pit for 35 minutes. They called for police reinforcements and finally pinned her down behind the bass drum. They say medical treatment was required for several of the officers.
Hey, you know, Andy, previous to this, I would say there was only one woman in the world that could put up a fight like that, and that would be my wife's mama, Andy, what row was that in again?
Row 7. And the seat numbers is 6 and 8.
Andy, that Sapphire and her mama was sitting in 2 other women's laps. I was in the worst mess that I've ever been in my life here, boy.
Well, ain't no doubt about it, Kingfish, because down at the bottom of the article here, say, give Sapphire and her mama's name and say they has been being held under $500 bail for stealing a wallet containing $224.
Holy smokes. Oh, me, I see what done happened. The crook done took the money out of the wallet and threw the thing away, you see. And then I had to come along. Andy, I don't know what I'm going to do.
Wow.
It's bad enough that I got him in jail, but I don't have the $500 to get him out. I ain't going to ever be able to live through this mess.
No, you... Oh, Shorty the barber.
Well, I'll be doggone if it ain't. I would get higher, fellas.
Say, look, Shorty, Hi's in awful trouble, and you got to help me out.
Yeah, well, what's wrong, Kingfish?
Shorty, if you don't lend me $500, my wife is going to kill me. Now, it's either you lending me $500 or you going to see me a dead man. Now, what is it going to be?
Oh, I'll be glad to lend you the money. I'll draw the money. I'll rush right down to the bank and get. I'll send flowers.
Listen, Shorty, through a mix-up, the police think that Sapphire done stole a man's wallet with $224 in it. And they is holding her and her mama under $500 bail.
Wait a minute, Kingfish. The fellow whose wallet was stolen must have signed a complaint against him. Maybe you could talk him into dropping the complaint, and Sapphire and her mama would be released, you see.
Yeah, that's right. The man's name and address was in the paper. His name, Mr. Thorndike.
You could go up there and give the man a sob story about being a sick man with a lot of children, and your wife just can't stay in prison.
Yeah, sob story. Yeah, that ought to work all right.
Oh, yeah, I had a great experience with using a sob story. There was this beautiful waitress down at the restaurant where I was eating. Now, I fell in love with her, but she wouldn't have nothing to do with me.
Oh, she wouldn't, huh?
No, so one day I went in there and I said, Mabel, if you don't kiss me, I'm going to run off to the far corners of the world. I'm going to do something desperate. That's what I said. And then I closed my eyes and puckered up. Suddenly I had a sensation I never had before. And then a warm glow spread all over my body.
She really kissed you, huh?
No, she hit me in the face with a plate of stew.
Well, Andy, here's Mr. Thorndike's apartment.
Yeah.
Now, remember, I was the father of 9 children, and you was the pediatrician who said that my kids has got to have the mama.
Yeah, I'll say she got to be out of jail because the kids are suffering from malnutrition.
Yeah, all right, I'll ring the bell here.
I sure hope this thing work out for your sake, Kingfish.
Yes?
Mr. Thorndike?
That's right. What can I do for you?
Excuse me while I wipe a tear out of my eye. My name is Stephen. Daddy Longleg Stephen, the father of 9 innocent children, whose darling mama at the present time is residing in the clink.
Oh, so you're Mrs. Stevens' husband, eh? Well, come in.
Thank you, sir. Allow me to introduce this other gentleman, Dr. Andrew H. Brown, the well-known pediatrician.
Oh, you're a baby doctor.
No, sir, I was full-grown.
Mr. Thorndike, I has come here to appeal to you to drop the charges against my wife.
Drop them? On what grounds?
For the sake of my children. I got 9 of them, sir. And the pitiful thing is, they're all under 5 years old. It's so sad.
9 children, and the oldest one is 5? Doctor, is that possible?
Oh, sure. You see, a couple of them was quintuplets.
Yeah, you see, on top of everything else, the kids is all sick.
Well, why don't you hire a nurse?
Can't afford one. That's why they need their mother. One kid got the mumps, another one got chicken pox, another one got the measles, 2 of them got double pneumonia, and the other 3 has got streptococci. Well, I tell you, it's so bad up there, the germs is beginning to infect each other. You ain't never seen nothing like we got up there.
Yeah, I caught one germ up there big as a honeydew melon. Really big.
Well, just a moment. Brown, if you're a doctor, why don't you do something for these sick children?
Well, he is trying to, doctor, but the trouble is I ain't got no money.
Yeah, you see, the kids need penicillin, and he can't afford it. Why, all last week I was jabbing the youngest one with an empty needle.
Now, just a minute here. First of all, I don't believe this man is a doctor.
You don't, huh?
No, and I don't believe you have 9 children.
You don't?
No, and I don't believe that any of your children have pneumonia or measles or mumps or chicken pox or anything else.
Do you believe the part about the empty needle?
I do not.
Kingfish, I think we better start over again.
Look, miss, I admit that we are exaggerating a little here, but honest, my wife didn't steal the money. I found a wallet on the street with just 2 tickets in it. That's everything was in the thing.
Yeah, see, he's telling you the truth, mister.
Well, if you found the wallet, suppose you just return my $224.
Yeah, but there wasn't no money in it when I found it. The thief done thiefed it out of everything before I got to it. I ain't never seen the money.
Yeah, some other crook must have got your money.
Well, this is a little too complicated for me to decide. We better still leave it up to the police.
Now, look, mister, I ain't got the money, but I suppose I'll raise the $224 and give it to you. Would you drop the charges against my wife?
Well, I'm not anxious to prosecute anybody, but if you return the money, I'll drop the charges against your wife and her mother and see that they're released.
Oh, thank you, mister, thank you. I'll have the money for you by this evening. Come on, Andy.
Yeah, so long, mister.
Yeah, sir, thank you, sir.
Say, Kingfish, where in the world is you ever going to get $224?
Well, I'm going down to the pawn shop and hock everything I own. I even go hock my gold bridge again.
Your bridge, Kingfish?
Yes, Andy. I may have to go back to soup and mush, but at least my wife will be free.
Hello, Tom. This is Thorndyke. I just wanted to phone you and tell you what happened. That fellow Stevens was up here with the $224, and they released his wife an hour ago. Yeah, I'm getting a couple of opera tickets today. You buy another expensive wallet. This time we'll plant it in the bus terminal. This empty wallet gimmick is the best racket since the phony stock deal.
This is Ken Niles. You know, there's only one way to convince yourself of the amazing things that Rinso will do. That's to try Rinso. Use Rinso with sodium next wash day, and you'll get a wash that's so bright. Whiter, brighter than new. Yes, that's right. Rinso washes white clothes actually whiter than new, and washable colors brighter than new. That statement is certified by the laboratories of the United States Testing Company, Incorporated. Even on rainy days when you dry your clothes indoors, Rinso with sodium puts sunshine in your wash. Rinso is so safe for clothes, so kind to your hands. Remember, in all the world, only Rinso contains sodium. Get Rinso right away.
So Sapphire and her mama got out of jail yesterday afternoon, huh, Kingfish?
Yeah, they got released, and I waited up at the apartment for them.
Oh, boy, that must have been a happy reunion.
Yeah, they come in the apartment, and I say, hello, mother-in-law, dear. And with that, she slugged me in the stomach. Sapphire kicked me, and would have hit me on the head with a purse, and I went down for the full count. Lucky they fought clean, and there was no kicking.
Yeah, well, that wasn't too bad, Kingfish.
No, by breakfast this morning, things had calmed down pretty much. All Sapphire's mama done was to slap me in the face with a kippered herring.
What you got there, Kingfish? What is that?
Well, I tell you, Andy, last night I started thinking. And here's what I done figured out. I lay in bed there all night long worrying about this thing. How did the man know that he had exactly $224 in his wallet?
Yeah, that's right. There ain't many men that know exactly what they carry right with them, right to the dollar.
Yeah, that's why. So I went down to the police department, and I got a copy of his complaint. Now, this fella done signed the affidavit saying that the reason he knowed that he had $224 because in the morning he was broke, and he drawed $300 out of the bank, and then went and bought himself a suit for $63. Then he said he lost the wallet. Now, the whole story sounded a little too perfect to me.
I was thinking, Kingfish, do 63 from 300 leave 224?
Well, now, that's what I want to figure here. And of course, if a man was lying about that, the chances is he's lying about the whole story. See what I mean?
Yeah, you got a point there, all right. Why don't you subtract the thing up?
Yeah, well, I don't know whether I can or not. You see, back in school, I was good in subjects like biology, zoology, and psychology, but I was kind of weak on them economics, arithmetic, and mathematics. In other words, I was better on the ologies than I was on the icks. You see what I mean there?
Yeah, well, I wasn't much of a ick man myself, but let's take a shot at it anyway. I got a pencil and a piece of paper here.
Now, the first thing with subtracting, we got to put down a minus sign there. Slap that down there. That's the straight line laying down.
Yeah. There you is.
Now, the next thing, which number is we minusing here? Is it minusing the 300 from the 63 or the 63 from the 300? What are we doing here? Wait a minute.
I didn't figure we'd run into trouble this zone.
I tell you what, we'll try it both ways. We'll try it first with the 300 on top. Put that down, that's it.
Yeah.
Now the 6300. That's right. Now draw a line under the whole mess there. Let's get going.
Okay. Now, the first thing we got to minus here is 3 from 0.
Yeah, well, 3 from 0, huh? Well, 0 is nothing.
Sure ain't.
If you ain't got nothing, you can't take 3 away from it. I tell you that right before you start.
Yeah, you're right there.
I tell you, Anna, let's skip the 0 for a minute and take the next number to the left of it. Is it the digit there? What is that?
That's a 0, too.
Holy smoke. Never knew there was so much nothing in $300 here. Better move to the next number there. What's the next?
Yeah, now we're getting someplace.
Yeah, get a number.
Next one here is a 3.
Okay, now we can do some minusing here. Now, just take the 3 from the 3 and what you got there?
Uh-oh, it's 0 again.
Can't seem to get over the hump here, can we?
Well, look here, the number we subtracting is 63. Maybe we ought to forget the 3 and play around with the 6 for a while, Kingfish.
No, Anna, we can't get nowhere with a 3. We ain't gonna get nowhere with twice that much, is we?
Hey, you know something, Kingfish? Something just hit me in the head here. Is you show that you can minus 63 from 300?
Well, he must be able to. The man say he bought a suit for $63, and when we seen him, he wasn't running around in his BVD.
Well, Kingfish, I think that...
hi there, fellas. What y'all got your heads together, bud?
We is minusing something here, Amos.
Look, Amos, I'm going to give you a problem, and you can take as long as you want to do it. An hour, 2 hours, whatever you need, as long as you get the right answer. Now, how much is 300 minus 63?
Yeah, you can go in the other room if you want to do it in there, Amos.
Well, I don't have to go in the other room. That's simple. The answer is 237. Hey, wait a minute, fella. The man who owned the wallet say he lost $224. Now, this showed that he was lying if come out with 237. This fella some kind of crook.
Yeah, and the terrible thing is that you done paid him $224.
Hey, Kingfish, if you think there's anything fishy about this fella, why don't you go tell the police? Notice I'm going to go over see my lawyer, Calhoun. So long, boy.
Say, Amos, did you really figure that out subtracting in your head?
Yeah, certainly I did, Andy. I figured it out.
Holy smoke. And to think that a man with a brain like yours is driving a taxi.
Well, Calhoun, it's about time you got back to the office today. I've been waiting here for you for 2 hours.
Yeah, I got here as soon as I could, Kingfish. I just come from a political meeting. The party's nominating a man for district court judge.
I see.
Yeah, things is going hot and heavy between two of the nominees, Marlowe and Jackson, when suddenly from the back of the room come the chant, "We want Calhoun! We want Calhoun!"
Oh, it's your loyal supporters coming to the front, huh?
No, it was the finance man.
That's all right. Listen, Calhoun, I got a terrible problem. My wife and mother-in-law is thrown in jail for stealing the wallet.
Well, they ain't no surprise to me. I always figured them two would end up bad.
No, Calhoun, they ain't guilty. You see, I found a wallet on the street with a couple of tickets in it. And when Sapphire and the mama used the tickets, they was arrested. The owner claimed there was $224 in the wallet. But I got reason to think he's lying.
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he is, Kingfish. That's the old racket they used to use in my hometown. You've been taking, Kingfish.
I know that, but what does I do now? I've been swindled out of $224.
Well, go up to the man, tell him you was wise to him. And if he don't give you back your money, you going to turn him over to the police.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. I'll go up and see this Mr. Thorndike now. What a dirty trick that fella done pull on me.
Yeah. Kingfish, there's really some unscrupulous, underhanded people in this world who would stoop to anything to gain a few dollars. People who will deviate from the paths of honesty to lie in their own pockets. People who will gyp, lie, and steal for a few paltry coppers.
Yeah, Calhoun, that man had me over a barrel. Oh, boy, I would have paid $1,500 to get out of that mess.
You mean to say you'd have paid $1,500?
That's right, Calhoun. Say, where you going?
Out to get a wallet and 2 theater tickets.
No, wait.
Say, Kingfish, I just dropped up to your apartment here to see how you made out with Mr. Thorndike this morning.
Oh, everything went fine, Andy. I told him unless he returned the $224, I was going to turn him over to the police. When he see I had him trapped there, he really started to crawl.
Oh, yeah. And you made him give you your money back, huh?
Oh, yeah, and I didn't take no phony check from him neither. I made him give me the $224 in cash.
That's the stuff. Is Sapphire still mad with you?
Well, yeah, she was, Andy, but I done give her the $224 as a peace offering. She went over to an old lady, and they is both going out and get themselves a dress for Thanksgiving. Oh, I really worked this thing out smart, Andy.
Oh, yeah. Well, the thing is...
hello?
George, is that you?
Yeah, Sapphire. How's your shopping coming along? You calling from Gimbel's or Macy's, one of them stores?
No, you big bum. Me and Mama's in jail again. That $224 you give me to shop with was counterfeit money.
Andy, did you hear about the Halloween ghost who washed his sheet in Rehearsal?
Yes, and he flew around on Halloween whiter and brighter than new.
Yes, Andy, in all the world, more women use Rinso than any other wash day product. Today's Rinso with amazing solium actually gets clothes whiter and brighter than new. Rinso New. Get the economical giant-size Rinso today.
Good night, folks. See you next Sunday.
Spry is homogenized.
Homogenized?
Homogenized. Spry is homogenized.
Better use Spry.
All Spry in the blue gingham can is homogenized. It costs no more. Best for all your bake and fry. Spry is homogenized.
Better use Spry.
Friends, this is the time of the year when you are asked to help your neighbors through your community chest. The community chest in your town fills a great need, a vital need that helps to make your neighborhood a healthier, better place for you and your family to live. Give as generously as you can to the Red Feather Worker, who will call on you soon for your contribution to your community chest. Be sure to be with us next Sunday at this same time when Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Rinso with Sodium, will again present the Amos and Andy Show, which is written by Joe Conley, Bob Mosier, and Bob Ross. Stay tuned for the Edgar Berg and Charlie McCarthy program, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.